We have a quarterback off the board. The Atlanta Falcons just selected Desmond Ridder, quarterback, Cincinnati.
Here we go.
And this makes perfect sense because you brought in a guy like Marcus Mariota, right? These two guys have the same skill set. So I always get upset with NFL teams when they have a starting quarterback, but the backup is nothing like the starter. So now when the backup has to go in the game, you have to alter your entire game plan and what you like to do as an offense to complement that guy. Here in this situation, you have Marcus Mariota with all the same intangibles that Desmond Ridder has or vice versa. So now if he goes down, now you have a guy that you just plug in there. You don't have to change the system up.
You also, and you know this from playing with him, Marcus is the sort of guy that will take somebody under his wing. It will show somebody what you want him to know. It will teach somebody. Like, you could say whatever you want about Marcus Mariota's career.
Nicest teammate
there is
I've
nothing
ever had
you
in
can
my
say.
life.
Right. I like
him and a guy named Shan Schillinger that played at Montana. The two nicest teammates I ever had in my life.
You're talking about your football teammates, not your ESPN
Oh, yeah,
teammates,
football teammates. Yes. Because young, I love
Did they get to go to the club with you, unlike some?
Well, me and Spencer had a good time. We're sorry that you couldn't be a part of that.
Yeah, well, maybe you won't tonight after you body shamed him once you went to Tinkle.
No, it doesn't bother a guy like Spencer.
Nobody hollered at me. I was at Dre's last night. You could have came with me.
You was there?
Yeah.
I was in there.
Oh.
Me and Spencer was in there for real.
For real?
All right, how are your thumbs? Your thumbs okay? Because I didn't get a text. It was like, hey, man, I'm at Dre's. Okay.
Little baby put on a hell of a performance.
Oh, it was outstanding.
I'm
Desmond
going to be
Ridder.
a little baby about that. Go ahead.
Desmond Ridder. This is like, I don't want to say the steal of the draft, but this feels like a steal. Like, this guy's potential starting quarterback in the NFL, which, like, if you have that potential to get that guy in the third round, is a great acquisition, and they're in position so that they can do it again next year if it doesn't work out. So at some point, he's clearly they don't have to rush him out there. We've said a number of times about the Falcons that they've decided to be in rebuild mode. They made that quite clear when they traded away Matt Ryan. So they can take their time to develop him and see if he has anything in this first year. And I think it's a great pick.
We have a trade. The Denver Broncos have traded the 75th pick to Houston. Houston's now on the clock. Houston gives up 80 and 162 in return.
Yep.
So the Broncos move back 5. So, but in the meantime, Desmond Ridder is the second quarterback off the board. Third round or not, do we agree with that second quarterback off the board? I mean, at this point, does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I thought Malik Willis was the guy because none of these guys, Malik Willis had the highest ceiling. Yep. And so.
Maybe not.
I mean, based on our analysis, generally the consensus was Malik has a small chance, but he is the only guy who has a chance to be like top tier,
you know
like
what I mean? Yeah.
top of the league type of quarterback. And so if I'm going to take a risk, that's what I'm going to take a risk with. I think people project the rest of those guys, best case scenario is like mid-tier starter.
Did you give me a wow?
Yeah, just the whole class, man. Like 74th overall for a guy that some people had going to the Falcons with the 8th overall pick in their mock drafts. Just a good reminder, like, quarterbacks are a hard position to draft and evaluate properly, even when you have all the resources, and maybe in, like, the pre-draft process for us in the media as well.
Yeah.
But the NFL clearly thought very little of this draft class amongst the quarterbacks. Like Malik Willis, I mean, who knows at this point, but he's in danger of going in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Day 3 pick, who some people were literally mocking 2 overall for the Lions.
I just wonder, though, if that also has a little to do with what everybody expects from next year's draft class. Like, so why reach this year if you think next year?
I also think that we are in a place in the league where there are a lot more starting level quarterbacks and good quarterbacks than I think we've ever had. I can't remember a time where there were that this many teams had quarterbacks that they were comfortable with.
I agree. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So, like, the league isn't as starved as it's ever been right now. So the reaches aren't there, and those guys, their talent. And you're right, the next year, that's just another way to look at it for why it's happening.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.